Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video we're going to be talking about why I believe Joom is very important to Aurora. So let's begin. First of all, I have to tell you guys I broke my rule. I bought 2 stocks today, and I said I was only allowed to buy 1 stock. I kind of had to because I wanted to make a video about it and I wanted to own some shares of Joom before I make this video, even though I think that the stock might go lower and I would love for the stock price to go lower, but I still believe that Joom is one of the most important companies for Aurora. So Aurora Cannabis, so I want to go back to the investment that Aurora made. Aurora made an additional $20 million investment. So in total, Aurora made a $27 million investment in Joom. So that's a lot of money. And they also have the right to acquire Joom, 40% of the company, at $2.75. This is very important. Aurora has the right, also has secured the right to acquire up to 40% of so if Aurora ever was to get a deal I guess I would say a deal with a major partner, or or multiple deals or major partners, that will bring in a significant amount of money, and that will enable Aurora to purchase 40% of Joom at a price of $2.75. This is important because this gives Joom a lot of money. If this was to happen, I think Joom would be able to use that money to execute on the U.S. strategy, and that's what is important right now, is the U.S. So on March 25th, 2019, Joom signed an LOI to enter the Florida market through investments in a vertically integrated cannabis company. This cannabis company has the right. It's a 95% interest, so it's not 100% of the company. And they can right now they can the company is allowed to open up 25 retail stores. This is important is because if Aurora was to get an investment, Aurora could buy 40% of Joom. Then Joom can use that money to then use it to help this company build out their retail locations in Florida. See, that's why it's important that Aurora gets a partnership, because Aurora right now does not have the money to do what they need to do. But if they were to get a big injection of cash from a big investor, I do believe that I believe that Joom will use that money effectively to grow the U.S. exposure. That's and then the second one is they also made an investment through New Jersey cannabis retailer. So then this is also important to Aurora, because then if Aurora was to acquire Joom, they would also have foothold in New Jersey and Florida. And Joom is continuing to look in the U.S. right now, so we could hear more U.S. news in the future. So yeah, I think that's important. I think Joom is a very important investment, and I did make an investment. Joom right now, the stock price is 47 cents. If you look at the past stock price, it's been as low as 43 cents. So if it ever breaks 43 cents, I will definitely be making another position. I'm gonna slowly add to my position. I'm hoping that the stock keeps tanking instead of going up. But I did make an investment because I wanted to make a video before I wanted to make an investment before I make this video. So yeah. But right now, it does look like a decent price. They have a market cap of $84 million, and Aurora's made $27 million investment in them. And I'm pretty sure there's other companies that made investments in Joom June probably raised over 30 or 40 million dollars, and right now they have a market cap of 84 million dollars. I think I think they deserve a higher market cap, but that's just my opinion. But if Aurora was to execute the strategy of 2.75, hold on, 178 47 288 times 0.4, 71 million shares at 2.75. This would effectively give Zoom almost $200 million in cash to go and build up the assets that they need to in order to grow their US assets to help Aurora become a dominant player. So that's very important why Aurora needs cash in order to help Zoom grow. I mean, in theory, Aurora could execute the strategy, but the problem is that the US is still federally illegal right now. So, that Aurora cannot make that investment until the US becomes federally legal. So I think there's one big problem with Zoom. They need more cash right now, and another big problem is they have a bunch of completed. They have a total of 17 stores completed, and they only have 3 open right now. The problem is the government is not giving them the license to sell cannabis from the retail locations. And the second biggest problem is Zoom only currently has about $9.5 million in cash. So they've been spending quite a bit of cash, so they're not going to need to raise more money in the near future if they want to continue to grow or continue to build out the assets rather than grow. But yeah, they need more money. Aphria. So Aphria today was up nicely, up 45 cents. I don't, today the U.S. market was closed, but I bet if the U.S. market was open, I'm betting Aphria would be a lot higher right now. But let's see what tomorrow brings. If the stocks drop, I'll definitely add to my position, but I'm not planning to sell any of my shares. I'm planning to hold at least 35,000 shares. I'm a long-term investor. That's been my main strategy to be successful, is to be long-term. So I'm not gonna count on short-term gains. I'm gonna be long-term. I'm gonna gamble that Aphria will get a partnership in the future. I don't know if they will, but I'm gonna gamble that they will. They might get a partnership in the future, but because Aphria is a pretty good piece of asset in my opinion. Aurora today was up a little bit, but the one big concern is Aurora's volume. I don't like to see 1.366 million volume. Canopy was pretty bad too. Canopy was only 412,000 volume. That is kind of pathetic because they're usually like in the millions, and now they're like less than half a million. That is a very, very bad sign. And the fact that the stock moved up too. So High Tide, another company that I don't know if this is as important, but at least High Tide has a strategy where they can still make some revenue regardless of the government's not giving out retail license. They're selling like bongs and cannabis accessories in their stores. So, and the fact that they really only need to hire one employee, as long as there's significant amount of traffic, I think High Tide will do okay at those retail locations. But High Tide really needs the government to open up to them and give them more retail locations so they can sell cannabis. Aphria is we already talked about Aphria. Talked about Zoom already. High Tide. I guess I'll end it off with Liberal Health Science. I can't believe how retail-based Liberal Health Science is. I mean, it was like the stock didn't move up, so people just sold and took profit. It's like, oh look, the stock's not moving up anymore, So then they probably sold and took their profits. So it's funny how like liberal health science is basically fully retail. There's nobody that's really dedicated to holding onto the stock. They're just swing trading. They see Afria run, and then they buy some liberal health science. So I mean, I'm hoping liberal health science goes back to 73, 72. I'd love to add to my liberal health science position. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.